Hi everyone, hope you're well, hope you're looking forward to your weekend. It's Mandy-Jane here from Imagination Crafts, and today, by request by one of our lovely viewers, I am working with the Magic Etching Cream from Imagination Crafts. It's a great product. It's going to etch the glass like like it would be if you sandblasted it, and it's very quick. I must say though, you will see me working without gloves. Okay, because I don't have any. Please, when you're using this product, please wear gloves to protect your hands because it is an etching paste, but some fantastic effects you can get with it. Okay, I hope the lighting's okay. I have put my sitting room light on as well. It's gone very dark very quickly here, but that's what you get in September, isn't it? So hey ho. Excuse me, mess in the background. I'm actually packing up for a demo day in Crafts Companion store in Chesterfield for on Sunday, travelling up tomorrow, where myself, Sue, and Sue Baker and Sarah Lou will be doing demos all days for the second birthday celebrations. Lots going on this weekend, so if you're in Chesterfield there at Crafts Companion store, do drop in. Keep an eye on Facebook. There's lots of posts about what's happening and who's there. Jodie's there this weekend. There's loads going on, so please, I'd love to see if you can come. Okay, right, let me show you what we're actually making. Okay, it's a very quick project today because I'm really hoping my husband's taking me to cinema tonight, but fingers crossed, but I don't know if it's going to be likely, so I thought I'll put my makeup on ready just in case. You never know, I might get a free meal out of this. So what we're doing today, hiya Gabby, hi Patricia. I'm trying to keep live on this side as well, so bear me 2 seconds while I try and get it up. Because you know what I'm like, I'm absolutely useless with tech stuff, but I'm there, I can see. Okay, so this is what we're making. I hope you can see it. So we are using the etching paste. I'm going to try and get a piece of black card in there for you somehow. So we're using the Magic etching cream, which is really good. I mean, you get so many effects, and I've used one of our lovely little stencils here, which I hope you can see there. I'm just trying to find a piece of black card, but I've been putting stuff away because I'm going away. I've been putting stuff away and packing it. So we're using a lovely bubble stencil here with our etch paste. We're also using some paper clay. We're using our stamps, so we're stamping into the paper clay. We're using some of our soft blend paints to create this, along with our waxes. And on here then I've used a lovely, the seahorse here is Katie Sue design. And we've rusty patinaed it up with some gold waxing on top, which looks really nice. But it's a really quick and easy, and just some little glass bubbles that I had at home already. But again, really quick and easy project. There you go. Okay, so what we're using, I'm going to show you. So first product I'm going to show you is the Magic Glass Etching Cream. Again, it's really easy to use. It goes a long way. It's totally reusable, so what we don't use we put back in the bottle. But it does etch into the glass, so any hard permanent surface that is going to etch into the glass. Again, you must wear protective gloves for using it. You see me and Sue use it, don't use gloves. We're used to it, but we should really wear them, okay? So for your health and safety and the benefits of your fingertips, please use gloves when using this. So obviously this is needs to be used under supervision. It isn't really for kids crafting. Just want to put that, make sure you know that. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to use that. We're also going to use, I've already blended my paint, but I have used the soft blends. And I've used the lavender blue and a little bit of black to make it more of a Air Force blue, as I describe it as. So we're using those. I'm using my transparent relief paste as a glue. It's really good for gluing my paper clay down. So I've been using some, check out the Crafts Companion website, you find a lot of these products on there. I've been using the Hearty White clay for the moulds and for our band that's going round, which I've just squashed on my elbow, so it might be a bit flatter than it was. I'm also using one of our lovely texture stamps to create texture into the clay. This is from our texture stamp set 1, Imagination Crafts. You'll find that on Crafts Companion. Okay, so we're using that. I'm also using some Hessian ribbon for decoration. And then I'm also using some little, glass beads I've had for a long time in my crafting stash. You can get them from lots of places. Again, check the website. And also then, what would my projects be without a bit of alchemy wax or starlight wax? I'm using the Inca Gold alchemy wax. to do all the gilding with. Absolutely gorgeous. Remember, you can paint with them. I'll talk about them as we go along, so you know exactly what we can do with each product. Okay. So first thing, I've got, I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to put me showing up here. I'm going to put the camera down, put my seers on, and let's get the camera down. So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to put my camera right down so you can see it, I hope it's straight enough for you. Right, so, hi Angela, hi Rachel, hi Sue. So what I've done already, I have already started, there you can see, I've actually started adding a couple of the sides. I'm not going to go all the way around, but I just want to show you how we apply it. So what I've done already is I have sprayed the back of my stencil with some of the Crafts Companion stick and spray, and I've given it a good spray, and then let the propellant dry. Let it dry for let it dry for a minute before you put it on the glass. Otherwise, what happens is the glue will just transfer straight onto the glass and it come off your stencil. So I've used that. Okay, onto the back of the stencil. Then I've wrapped it slightly round because I was trying to make sure I got round the bends. And I have actually added a bit of low tack masking tape down each side just to hold it, because we're working on a curved surface. I really wanted to hold it in place. Now, fingers crossed, it is live. You know what happens with live things when you're doing these sort of things. Fingers crossed this is going to work. Okay, so stencil is down. I'm going to make sure it's all nice and tight to the surface. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my etching cream. Okay, so this is the etching cream. It's like a greeny colour when it comes out of the pot, all right? Tip for you. How do I know this tip? Because I've done it. Okay. Make sure you dispense this paste into either a plastic tray or put it onto a bit of foil. Don't put it onto your glass mats, because what will happen is it'll etch your mat and you get a matte, rough sort of feeling on your mat where the etching is. So don't put it onto your mats, because you will get a patch of it. So onto a plate, onto an old glass dish if you want to, into paint palette, anything, but don't do it on your craft mats, okay, because it will mark it. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a palette knife. I like to put it on a palette knife, but you can paint this in, you can sponge it across, but I like to get a nice coating of the paste in there. Okay, I'm hoping I've got enough left here. It's actually my last bit of paste. I use it a lot lately. I've done lots of projects with this because I've had so much fun doing bottles with the starlight texture paste on the bottom with this on the top. It looks amazing, and starlighted texture paste at the bottle top. It looks gorgeous, it does. But that's projects for later. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start applying the paste, because what it is, once you've applied it, I need to leave it then. On the bottle it says sort of 2 to 3 minutes. I like to leave it for 4 to 5 minutes to get a really good etch. So we'll do this, and then whilst that is curing, we can get on with the next stage. So what I'm going to do, I'm just doing it really gently because I want to get a nice coat. Okay, so I'm just laying it down across the surface. All right. I would say when you're doing this bit, you know, take your time. Make sure you take your time. Don't rush it, because you want to make sure your stencil is stuck down. Mine, I stuck mine down a while ago, so I'm still hoping it's sticking down all where it should be. I don't want to get any leaks, but if I do, it could be because it's risen up slightly when I've been waiting. Again, just spread it all down, because what it is, you're going to take off any excess. You reuse this paste when it comes off. Okay, let's give it a nice coating there. There we go. I'm going to turn it onto the other side. Okay, so we can get this bit. There you go. Again, try not to drip it onto your glass mat. And I protected the other bits there as well. Okay, so again, nice coating down. Make sure you cover all your areas of your stencil, whichever stencil you're using. And mostly when I'm doing these sort of projects, I really use part of a stencil, like a little bit of writing for a background. This time I'm using quite a bit of it. I don't really need to go this far down, but I just wanted to show you. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that's in there. Make sure that's round there. Okay. So you can see I've got a nice covering now all the way across that. Okay. So we're going to leave that now to cure. Okay. But we'll get on with the next bit. going to clean it off my tool. Back in there. Okay, so we'll move on to the next bit now. Whilst that's curing, I'm just going to pop that to the one side. So what I've got now in what I've done, I want to show you all the stage. What I've done is I've taken some hearty clay and I've given it a good old massage. Okay, I'll show you now. I take a little bit out so I can show you what I did. When you first take it out of the packet, it is quite, I mean, lots of people use, I know lots of you out there use this, and it is quite wet when you first take it out. So the best thing to do is to work it between your fingers for a little while. It's the best way I found. There are lots of other ways of doing this, okay? But this is the way I find it works best for me. Okay, hi Celia. Hi Louise. There you go. Okay, so you're going to massage between your fingers. And what happens is that gets rid of some of the moisture. Then what I'd recommend is then if you leave it just a few minutes on a piece of just kitchen roll, just lie it on top. Any extra moisture then will go into the paper towel. And then when you come to put it into your moulds, if you're using it into your moulds, it's a lot easier to work with because it's not so wet and it doesn't cling to your fingers as much, okay? And if you're rolling it out, it's a lot easier. So all I've done here, okay, is then I've taken a little bit of talcum powder. So I haven't got any flour, so I've just used talcum powder. And then a rolling pin. And don't worry, this isn't my kitchen rolling pin. I have a ceramic one in the kitchen now. I nicked this and I bought a new one. So then what you do is you roll it out, because what we're going to be creating, I'm only taking a small bit just to show you how I've created that. I'll show you now. So I'm rolling it out to create a strip, okay, that will fit around my the finished piece. So what we're rolling now is this bit around here to fit around as our band, okay? So I'm only showing you a smaller version here. Then what I do then is when I've got it rolled out, I will then take a ruler if you want to, and I will slice it into my panel, whichever is straight, and then that is the piece that I will wrap around my project. Okay, so just to give you the idea. So here's the piece I have done. Okay, it doesn't matter about any marks because they're all added texture as far as I'm concerned. That's absolutely fine. Okay, this is where my texture stamp comes in. So I've got my rolled out clay. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stamp and I'm going to press into it, and I will lift it up to show you. So I'm pressing into this clay, and this is forming all my texture. Now you can use a rolling pin to do this and roll it in, but I find it squashes it out too much for me, and I just prefer doing it with my hands. But that's all personal choice, okay? Because all I'm doing here is adding texture to the back. So any stamps you've got look brilliant if you had your strip stamp, but those that watch you normally know I'm not very organised and I've hid it somewhere. I was in Amsterdam at the weekend on the trade show for Crafts Companion for Imagination Crafts. So I've literally unpacked my stuff and repacked it to go to Chesterfield. So I'm all over the place in here. So it's a right old mess. Okay, so I'm just going to show you that. You can you see close up now? You've got all that lovely texture there, and it's just random. I've got no set pattern. I just want it random so that when I paint it and pick up the gilding is going to catch those textures. Okay, so that's all I was after. Just give that a quick wipe down. There you go. Okay, move that out of the way. Okay, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight because we'll be covering the top over with some decoration. Okay, so that is our band. So let's go back to our glass. Okay, so here we are. It's been sitting for a couple of minutes now. What I'm going to do is I am going to take this little bit of excess off it. Okay, and then we're going to pop it in the bowl. Okay, so I'm taking off any of my little bit of excess. Okay. Oh, excuse me, your nose. Oh, sorry. Very sorry. Right, next to me here, I have got a bowl of water. You can see, there you go, nice, well, big bowl of water actually. So what I'm going to do now is I need to rinse it off. So I'm going to take off my strip there. Okay, and then I'm going to release my stencil. Hopefully it'll come off. It's been on for a while and I'm not sure how well I stuck it down to begin with. Okay, so now I'm taking this all off carefully, popping that into the water, taking off this because I don't want it to go anywhere else on my vase. If you can see where the stencil is now on there, okay, hope you can see that. Then I'm going to pop it into the water and we're going to wash this off. Simple as that. So into the water, and we want to wash this off now. Okay, you want to make sure you wash it all off because you don't want it to cling anywhere and then give you big smudges of the paste. Okay, so we give it, it's just cold water, nothing special there. Okay, we'll take that tape off. There you go. So just give it a good old wash down. Okay, so I told you it's simple. We give it a good old wash down and then we're going to give it a good old dry before we do the next stage. Okay, just move that to one side. You finish with that now. Okay, we get some in. And just give that a quick dry. Okay, it's important it's dry because otherwise we're not going to, the gel isn't going to stick. The you can see my paint towel. So I always keep a paint towel on my table, and this is what it's all for painting and scrubbing down. And so it looks dirty, but I do wash it every week. There we go. So I'm going to give it a good old rub down. I'm sorry if I took it off camera 2 seconds then. Give it a good old dry. Okay. Okay. So we've done most of it. I got a piece there, but I'm not going to go back and do that for you. Okay. We'll carry on and work this way. Okay. So if you can see now, you can see all the bubbles we've just put on there. Okay. I hope you can see anyway. So there's bubbles there, but it's etched. It's etched beautifully, hasn't it? Really, really nice. Okay. So next stage then. Okay. It's for me to pop that out, to bring that in. So I'm going to take, you have to excuse my nose running. I'm now going to take our band. Hope you can see. This band here we created. And I'm going to wrap this round and it will dry on the vase then, okay? So I think I'll start this side. I'm going to use my transparent relief paste for this because it's really good glue, this type of thing, okay? And it will dry on. Once it's dry then it'll dry on, okay? But just for now we're going to do it. So I'm just spreading a very light coat, don't need a lot on here, of my transparent relief paste, and I'm using this as my glue. Okay. I mean, you could let it dry for a little bit first, the actual paper clay. Okay. Mine's been dry about half an hour. It's up to you. Okay. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my jar. Okay. And then I'm going to place that down, wrap it around my jar. Okay. Take it off there because I don't want to crush my stamping. And I'm going to wrap it round here. Okay. Here we go. Now, when you get round here, you've got your join. Now, you can cut off your join, but I like to sort of join mine in by smoothing it in a little bit, because I find then you get a better adhesion around the vase, especially while it's still wet. Okay, so you can just do that. You can add a little bit of water if you want to, but I just like to do it like this. Okay, so you just join it up, and when we do our decoration, our paint, you're not going to really notice that. Okay, so what I tend to do is once I've done, push it down a little bit there, because where I've smoothed it now, you've lost a little bit of the detail. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do then is I take hold of my stamp again, and I'm just going to, where I've now put the seam in, I'm just going to push that into it and create texture as though that's part of my design there. So where the seam is now, I've just added extra texture around the edge. Okay, so I'm going to stand that up now, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a press inwards for it to catch the gel. Okay, like I said, you will let it dry. I'm just working on it so I can show you all the stages. Okay, so we've got that on there now. Yep, I'm going to leave that to dry for a couple of minutes while we decorate our seahorses. So what I've taken here is I've got these two lovely seahorse mould from Katie Sue. Check the website to see if it's on there. Okay, a really, really nice little mould this is. If I'll show you it, but I'm afraid I can't see because I've hid everything away. Oh no, here it is. Sorry. There you go. So that's a Katie Sue mould there. And I've used the hearty clay in there again. Okay. Again, I've dusted it with talcum powder, but you can dust it with corn flour. Be careful if you're dusting things with talcum powder because some of them have a lot of oils in them. It might affect it, but I just do talcum powder for my paper clay and it's absolutely fine. Okay. So I'm going to get out the rusty patina now for this. So we'll do this while that's drying. So I've got the rustique. Okay. Let's get a brush now. So we get the rustique. I'm just going to add my first layer of colour. Okay. So we're just gonna. I'm doing it gently because it's my delicate tail. I'll tell you why, because when I did it earlier on, I was like sort of rushing around doing it, and I just so a bit heavy-handed, and I snapped the tail off. But I managed to glue it back on again. So I'm sure if you look closer, you can see it, but from where you are, you won't see it. Hi, Alison. Hiya, Sue. How are you? Oh, excuse me. There we go. So I'm just going to colour these up with the rusty patina. There we go. Okay. Right, so my first layer of colour on there. And I just got one for each side of my vase. There we go. So pounce that on just gently. It gives me a really nice coating of colour. Okay, you could take more time than me. There we go. Okay. Hi Rosemary, nice of you to come and join us again. So there we go. So that's our first layer of colour. So that is our rusty patina in the rustique. Okay. You know it's available in 6 colours. This is one of the colours. You can also get it in duck egg, verdigris, cream, white, and black. So there's lots of colours to choose from. Lots of colours, and white, sorry, and lots of colours to work with. And again, you can colour them up with your paints. You can colour them up with your starlights. All sorts you can do with it to get texture on your project. Okay. So that's our first layer. And what I've done next is I've actually made up some paints here. So I've actually made these paints up. Now this one here I've made up with a lavender blue, a little bit of black, a little bit, then I had too much and I had a bit of white. So that's a mixture of blue and the grey, to be honest, this one here. I didn't want it so blue, I didn't want it too dark, so I've gone in between shades. Okay, that one there is actually that one with a lot more white in it. This one here. Okay, yep. And then this one here, I got a feeling I mixed up the turquoise ink. Not turquoise, what's it called? Oh, the light green spray. The light green spray and the white soft blend. And I just mixed around the colours, keep adding, taking away, adding, and that's how I got these lovely colours. Okay. So again, just play with your inks, play with your sprays. You can make up some really beautiful colours. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I've got the brush. Okay. So I think I'll just make a mix of the two actually. So I'm going to take a little bit of those 2 paints there. Yeah. I'm going to get a bit of kitchen roll, dry kitchen roll. What I actually want to do, sorry about going across the camera, is dry brush it. I think there's a little bit too much paint in there. So we're going to dry brush this then to antique it down a little bit. Okay, so by doing that, can you see it looks like it's sort of antique-y. Can you see that? See, by doing the dry brushing it looks sort of antique-y. So we're going to build up our colours up to where we want them. Okay, so I want to make sure you can see, and then knock my tail off then. As going a bit heavy-handed. Oopsie, because what it is, it's not quite dry yet, so it's still pliable. Okay, there we go. So you add a little bit of that to make it more antique-y. I might add a little bit more of the lighter colour. There you go. See, so it looks like it's been out. It looks like it's been out in the weather then. Okay, so you've got those lovely. See, I told you I broke my tail off. Don't matter, we'll glue it back on when we get on the bottle. Okay, I knew that one was coming loose. I could feel it. I was so heavy-handed with it. Okay, so yeah, it's all right. Easy to work with now. So we'll glue that back on when we get on the bottle. Okay, no panic there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this Alchemy Inca Gold wax. Okay, and I'm going to take a little bit. Can I also advise you, when you're working with these waxes, they're called the finger waxes. We've got the Alchemy waxes, which is a pearlescent finish, and then we have the Starlights, which is like Starlight Flash with a real metal flake in them, so you get the same sort of look. Okay, and they're gilding wax. You can paint with, you can stamp with them, you can do all sorts. What you don't really want to do is any advice, you don't have to take this advice, is don't put your fingers in it. If you dispense it either by a brush or a little bit of palette knife onto your mat, you won't get any contaminants in it then, and it won't dry out so quickly. You know, sometimes if you put your fingers in, it doesn't really dry out, but it's just, you can get germs in there. Okay, so keep your lid on and use your brush or your palette knife to dispense it. Okay, so then we're just going to add in little highlights of the gold around the texture. I'm hoping this will all see on there. Okay, there you go. And a little bit of the gold. Look at that tailless. Oh no, took his tail off. How cruel. Very cruel. Never mind. We have the capability. We can rebuild. Because you remember Steve Austin? You remember $6 Million Man? Then the $6 Million Woman. That was weird. There you go. So a little bit of wax on them now. Okay. Lovely. So they are ready. Let me pop them to one side. So they are ready to go on to our project. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the vase. Okay. I'll take the vase, hand inside, as you would. And I'm going to use this bluey grey. Okay, I'm just going to paint it. That's all I've done is painted it. It doesn't matter if you don't get all the texture. It just adds to the layers. It just adds to the little bit of peekaboo white through. It always looks quite nice. Okay, so I'm just, there we go, just painting this now. And if I go automatic, because I'm going to be covering this edge here, doesn't matter if it's not painted, because we're going to add our hessian on over that. Okay, so we're going to pop that on here. Okay, so I'm painting that round. It dries really quickly. I might give it a quick blast. Okay, but what I probably do is, well, I'm going to use that what's left of that paint, and I think I'll do a little bit of antiquing around this one as well. Yeah, you don't want one solid colour, do we? You want to blend it in with all the others. Hiya Catriona, how are you, my lovely? There you go. Okay, there we go. So we're just popping that around. Not going to worry too much because we're going to put some more colour on it with our antiquing. There you go. Okay. Oops, don't go that high. Tip it round. There's me saying, no, I don't want to, it doesn't matter if the white shows, and then I keep going back over to patch the white up. You know what it's like, girls. Right. So that's our first coat. I'll pop that there. All right. I am going to, she says, oh, there it is. I did get it out and I forgot to plug it in. No problem. I'm going to swap plugs for 2 seconds. Sorry, I've only got a double hole, so I happen to work both of them. So we get that quick dry, excuse the noise. Okay, we get that quick dry, and then we're going to add some of that paint. We don't want to waste the paint. We'll add some of that age into it. Okay, so very, very quick dry. soft blends dry really quickly. I use them all the time. Instead of for fabrics, but I find them so useful in anything. I do my clocks with them, I do all sorts. I put them onto canvas, as well as your fabrics, you know, but I like to use them into my rusty patinas to give myself some beautiful matte colours, you know. So they're very, very versatile, and they're very, very easy to blend. There we go. You can see how it's nearly dry now. Okay, dry enough. Pop that off. There we go. She says, I got to swap plugs because I need my hot glue gun. Oh, I'm ready. Ooh, there we go. So, too many paint trays out there. There we go. So I'm just going to clean this brush down a little bit because I've got a lot of paint on there. Okay. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use these two, this colour again on the outside. Okay. Again, I'm dry brushing, and then I'm just going to knock this colour back. I don't really like this brush. Bear with me 2 seconds. I don't like that brush, so I'm going to get a different one. I'm just bending down here. I'll be back now. Right then, that's it. Dry brush. Just need a dry brush. It's going on too wet. So I'm just literally going to brush this colour now. Can you see it's sort of knocking that colour back for me now? And we're just going to dry brush across the whole area. There you go. Hope you can see that. So we're going to keep dry brushing. Going right around our pot. There you go. You can do this with any old vase. It looks lovely on a bottle. I didn't have any bottles to hand, so we've got a vase. When I go shopping, I'm terrible. I usually buy 2s and 3s of everything, knowing that if I do a project, I can have enough for stages then. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's go around here. There we go. But you can see how it's sort of giving it a more worn look by adding this little bit of top colouring on it without covering everything up. Okay, there we go. See, so we've got this lovely sort of age colour going on. I'll put a little bit of the darker one on there as well. There we go. I like to blend lots of colours together, so we're going to pop that, okay, around here. Oh, hi, you married? Oh, time about cooking. Don't do that, I'm hungry. You don't take me to pictures, I might actually have to go and cook. That means approaching that thing with the 4 rings in it, and I don't do that very often. If I can avoid it, I won't do it. Okay, so you can see how we're getting this lovely sort of little watered down colour on there now. All right. Next, what I'm going to do, move that away. Bear with. Okay. So we're up to that stage. We've done that so far. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I've got some ribbon here. I'll move that to one side. It's just a Hessian ribbon, but it was too wide. So what I'm doing here is I am folding it in half. Okay. Move that out of the way for you. So what I'm doing is folding it in half, you know, and then just gluing this down. So I only have half the width of the ribbon. Because it was just too wide for my project. And actually, by folding over, I get a nice thickness in my layer, which I like for this project. Okay, so again, I'm gluing that down there. Hope you can, there's no need to teach you this bit. I know everyone knows how to glue a piece of Hessian ribbon, but I've got to show you each stage. There we go. Okay, so straight down there. Let's move that to one side, out of the way. And then just bend that over there. Okay, there we go. So I've now got my two pieces of ribbon for my top and my bottom. Okay, so I'm going to start off, and I'm going to start around by where the seam is. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on now, top and bottom. Okay, now I'm going to glue my seam downwards. Okay. So it's just all we're doing, I'm putting it right down to that seam. So when I add my waxes, it's all going to be covered, okay? Excuse me. Okay, so I'm trying to do it so you can see. So you're going to pop it right down to the edge of that moulding at the bottom. Okay. So then I'm covering it right down to that edge. Okay. Pop it down, push it down. Then we're going to push it down again, right up to the edge, until we come round to the back again. There we go, right down to the edge. Right, I'm going to turn it round here now, and my finishing bit, whoops, don't worry, if you put too much glue on, you can heat it up afterwards and take it off. Push that round there. There's always ways round things. We always find them, don't we? And then she says, looking for her scissors. Oh well, here we go. And then when I get to the edge here, I'm just going to trim that down and make sure that bit is glued down. Yep. And then we're going to do the same at the top. Okay, hope you can see this now. Let me move up a tiny bit. There you go, it might be better for you. Okay, so I'm going to start again. Okay, so I'm putting that all level. I put that level with the top of my jar. Okay, so I'm coming around here now. Okay. There you go, right round here. It'd be nice to put some shells and things on it, but I can only find large shells and they're just too big for this project. And I have got a Katie Sue mould with shells, but I couldn't find it in time to get them dry enough to use. It would look really nice with some lovely shells that have either been waxed or you've used your Starlight paints on. Look amazing. Okay, we'll get rid of those bits after. So I'm just going to trim. There we go. And then just fill that hole in. Okay, that's what we've got so far. See, very, very easy. We just trim that loose piece off there. Don't want to. Okay, so can you see that? I hope you can see that now. Probably that way. There you go. There you go. Okay, so you've got that now. Now we're going to add on our seahorses. Okay, so I'm going to do it this side and that side because I haven't done this bit of the vase. We're going to ignore this bit here. Okay, so I'm going to pop it on. We'll just do the front, I think, on this one because I haven't quite finished the back. So again, I'm just going to use my hot glue gun tonight, but I would normally, as everyone knows, I would normally use a glue gel because a glue gel will stay on, and hot glue tends to eventually pop off. It'll go hard and it'll go brittle and it will come off. Okay, so I'll still use it on glass. I'll still use the transparent gel relief paste there. Hi Charlene. Hi Ali. Hi Margaret. Okay, so that is where we are at now. Okay. So what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to just pop it here for you so you can see, and we'll do that as a finished side. Okay. So again, hot glue gun. And this is where we're doing a bit of repair on this one. Okay, let me just try and turn it around so I get it sort of level. You never know. Okay, there. All right, and I'm going to pop a bit of glue on the back of my broken off bit of tail. There we go. All right. Ouch. Ouch, she says. Ouch. Okay, and just fit it on to where it's broke. Where I was heavy-handed. There you go. So we popped that one back on, good as new. Don't look close, but it's good as new. Okay, so that is our two sides there. Okay, on both of those. Lovely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some gilding wax again. There you go. Pop my lid off. Always keep that lid on when you're not using it. Okay. And I'm going to pop some wax onto here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this wax then over top. Just dry brush that on onto the cross top over the top of your stamped panel. Okay, and the wax picks up all the detail from that stamping. See, a little bit of wax goes an awful long way. Okay, you got a lovely pearlescent finish with this, with the alchemy wax, with the Inca gold. Okay, there you go. You can see where I've dented that one in. I'll take a bit more there. Take a bit more of a lid. Can you see how it's working now? There we go. So again, you can add as much or as little wax as you like. There we go. Now the reason why I'm doing it today is because I normally do it on a Sunday. I'm back to normal next week. It's just that because we are in Chesterfield this Sunday, I'm not here. So that is why the live is tonight. Okay, so again, so I've popped all my gold on there. Then what I want to do is I want to go over my hessing a little bit as well. Okay, so I'm only giving it a little bit of a sheen, a little bit of highlight across the hessing as well. And that's just my choice, you know, it's up to you. Personal choice, isn't it? Okay, it just shows these waxes give a brilliant work on so many different surfaces. And that's what I love about them. Okay, can you see? I hope you can see that. Okay, so keep going. All around the top edge. There we go. Just trying to be careful at the bottom because it's not quite dry. It's not dry yet. Okay, so there we go. So we've added all our lovely highlights on there. Excuse me. Oh dear. Get rid of all those strings afterwards, okay. I will trim off any little bits I don't want. There you go, sticking out in amongst my design. Alright, so we've done all that now. And then what I've got is I've got some of these little glass beads that I've sort of had lying around for ages. I do use them. I mean, I got bags full of them from garden centres and all sorts where you just put your pebbles onto them, you know. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add on a couple of little glass pebbles, okay, which look like your bubbles. Okay, I'll pop one there, you see. Okay, I'm going to pop one on my fingers. On my fingers, it hurts. Okay, one up there. Okay, so just pop these on. It's a nice little finishing touch. You add a little bit of sparkle to your project. There we go. Get rid of all the strings. I'll come to this side there. I've just got a couple more on. Okay. Here we go. Let's have a look. I'll do one there. So I don't like glue. Hot glue, it gets everywhere, doesn't it? It's ideal for putting these on. One there. There we go. And I have another one if I can pick it up the glass. There we go. And another one up here. There we go. So, hi Linda. So what we got now, okay, gonna get rid of those glue bits. I will heat them off, don't worry. So we've got your etched glass, if I go on these two sides here. So you've got that beautiful paste that's etched those bubbles on for me. Oh, you can see it. Oh, you can. It looks lovely there. And then we've got the rusty patinas. Yeah, rusty patinas with a bit of a mixture of paint to antique it, and some of our lovely alchemy wax in the Inca gold. We've used paper clay and the bottom, but what we've done is rolled out and we've used our stamps pushed into it to add our lovely texture, which we then painted over with some of our soft blends mixed different mixed colours. And then we've antiqued it across the top, and we've added our lovely alchemy wax across the top of that, and also across the top of our Hessian, and we've added highlights to him there. And then we've just finished off by adding some little glass beads that I happen to have in my craft stash. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Let me show you the finished one though, with a completely finished one. So this is the completely finished one. Okay, and this is where we got these lovely glass beads on around the sides. There we go, with that beautiful magic glass etching cream. It's really good. So I mean, that's it's changed, and our stamps, that's changed. A really cheap vase, I think it was £3-4, I can't remember now, one of the stores, and we've made that into something completely unique, completely individual, great for your house, great for a gift for someone, great for Christmas coming up. Want to make someone a gift and fill that up with you know, little bubbly things. Or even with me, just fill it up with chocolate. I'm happy with that. Just give me chocolate, it'll be fine. So let me just have a recap then of what we've used. I'll bring the camera back up for you. I told you it's only a little one today. Okay, so we've used our lovely magic glass etching cream. Okay, really, really good. But again, remember, wear gloves, and it is for it's not for children. Okay, so please just be aware of that when you're using it. But it's really, really quick, easy, and changes anything into a magnificent project. We used soft blends, a combination of black, lavender blue, and some white as well. So I played around with those colours until I was happy. We also used the transparent relief paste as my glue to attach my band, my paper clay band. It's really, really good as a glue. We've used our Rasputin and Rustique to rust up our beautiful little seahorses using one of Katie Sue molds. Please check out Crafts Companion online, because a lot of the products should be available there for you. And I've also used this gorgeous alchemy wax in Inca Gold. I love this. I use it all the time. This and the starlight and the white gold and the starlight wax. Really, really good. Okay. So I'm just thinking that, oh, and I use one of our from our texture stamp set one. I get it back to the front. And one from our thing, so to create the texture into the paper clay. So think about that, because you can just add patches to, if you're doing mixed media bottles, just roll out a piece you've got just lying around, piece of paste, stamp into it, and then stick it onto your bottle, paint over it, and it looks fabulous, because you can really get some lovely textures. Bend the edges over, curl them so it looks like peel back paper, but when you stamp onto it, it's really, really good texture. I just think, is there anything else now I haven't told you? Oh, and don't forget your stick and spray for your stencil. And the stencil I used today is called Baby Bubbles. And I am actually using it on my next show, which is the 10th of October. Okay, so I'm on 10th of October. I think it's on 12 and 3. But it's got lots of fun things for you, lots of fun things. And the DT have really helped me out. They made me some fabulous samples as well, so you're going to love them. Okay, but I am back next Sunday at the regular time, Sunday at 7. If there's anything you particularly want me, because this week we done it because someone asked me to do it. So if there's any product you particularly want me to use, then please let me know, and I will incorporate it into the project. Which I love doing that. I love doing it if you want me to do it. You know, I love doing the products you want. So I'll see you next Sunday at 7. Watch out for a preview of it on Saturday. Hopefully it'll be ready by then. And I will see you then. You take care and you have a lovely weekend. Okay, bye now.